Welcome back to a new DBR video here. I've been filming a lot today since kind of backed up on videos here, but this probably looks a whole lot different if you're familiar with this car on the channel than before, and I'm gonna give you guys the rundown of what we recently did to it. So the old headers, which I'll show you in a second, the bottom was all chopped off. There's a huge exhaust leak down there, and somebody they cut the bottom off, but in a very uneven way. I'll show you in a second. So we ended up getting these really nice chrome BBK shorty headers. I have to say, pretty easy installation for these headers. Really not that bad. The bolts they supply you go right in. You could pretty much get a socket on each bolt. Just about. There's like one or two that you kind of need a wrench to do. Next, as you can see, the valve covers here are really nice shiny blue, Ford blue. But previously they were painted this really disgusting black. I don't even know if you'd call it black. Took them off, completely stripped them down to nothing. There's no paint left on them. Ended up painting it this Ford blue. They look really good. Really good. The blue came out nice. The reason why we took these off in the first place is there was a kind of a valve cover leak. The gaskets were also really messed up. They were junk, the gaskets. So we replaced the gaskets with Felpro valve cover gaskets, and bolted these back on with some grade 8 bolts. There. Next, move over to this area of the engine here. We did the AC delete. Front end, like, oh, why didn't you save the AC? It wasn't even working in the first place, so we just took the compressor off, got the delete for it, as well as this new power steering pump. It wasn't really in the plans to get the new power steering pump, but that ended up just happening.
I broke it.
Yeah, kind of broke in the process of removing the old one. So that's why we have a new one on here. It's pretty cool. There's a kit. The kit comes with a belt, everything you need to do that. Again, this side, BBK, as you can see right there, valve covers. I did discover, which is pretty cool. We bought this car as kind of a mystery. There's ARP studs. Well, bolts. I don't even know if it's bolts on this car. I'm used to the six liters guys with the studs. So ARP bolts on this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other stuff. I don't believe these are stock heads. Injectors, I'll show you. We've been unpuzzling this whole thing, and I do believe this is a pretty decently built 302. There was a leak way back here. I'm not even going to be able to show you on the camera, but we fixed that. Also discovered there's a spacer here, as you can see, that plastic thing. We discovered it. Well, we bought it. It had a nice $600 Cervini's cowl hood on it. Kind of wondered, I thought it was just for style, but if you look here, put the fender. If you look at the fender line and the engine, that's pretty raised. The stock HUD would not fit over that, especially with this hose here. So there's a spacer there. This is also aftermarket. So just a few things that we've discovered. We haven't done any of this, but we've discovered it. Here's the belt that goes in the AC delete. Different belt that you'll need for that. So engine-wise, that's what we did to the engine on this build. There's a lot of other stuff we've been doing with this car, a lot more than we originally planned. At first it was just to do the transmission, and it kind of spiraled from there.
Hell yeah.
As usual. But it's looking so good. So now we've got the engine pretty sorted out, and we've got the engine kind of sorted out. that fully remanufactured street sweeper transmission, clutch, flywheel, pressure plate. Starting to add up here. I am gonna give you guys a look though. They're not shorty headers, that's for sure. They're long tube headers, and they're pretty interesting. I'm just so glad they're not. They're in the way of everything. They're pretty clumsy. If you take a look at the bottom of these things. You see how they were, if you can see how they were cut. Just completely, it's like they were hacked at with like a sawzall. Really not a tight seal on the bottom of these things. So we took them off. We took them off because of the extreme exhaust leak they were creating and just how clumsy they were. There was like exhaust, like heat wrapped around them. It was pretty ridiculous. Which just reminded me, completely forgot. I guess this has to do with the engine, but the new H pipe we put on this. So when we bought the car, there was already a BBK H pipe on it, a lot like this, except there's for long tube headers. However, again with that one too, there's so much wrong with it. It was hacked at, like the headers you just saw on both ends. This wasn't like, it was just the amount of the stupidness with it. I don't even believe it had this piece, or it was the header side. It didn't even have this. It was a pretty interesting setup. I should have gotten it on video, but we've got a brand new BBK H pipe that bolts on very clean. As you can see, it's a two-piece. It's got the H pipe, then it's got kind of these down pipes that go up and cleanly bolt onto the BBK shorty headers. So very clean install. Put them on these this H pipe hanger here, and bolt it on to the rear of the exhaust where the mufflers are. This is the old piece that was originally on it. They are flow masters, by the way. Yeah. We're gonna see how these work when we start it up. So that's for the engine segment of the build. Got that over with. Next, you will see, stay very tuned, the next part that we've done to this car. So stay tuned for that video. Working on it as we speak. See you in the next video.